GM friends, first talk of the day. You guys are go-getters. Love it. Way to see it. Okay, my name's Elizabeth Sullivan. For the past 3 years, I've actually spent my time writing children's books, explaining basic blockchain technology concepts to kids. Most recently, I've turned that into curriculum for elementary students, explaining blockchain basics. So my 9 to 5, though, isn't writing children's books. For my 9 to 5, I actually work at a luxury real estate firm located out of Chapel Hill, North Carolina. So it's kind of only natural that as I wrap up one project, I wanted to look into, well, what is blockchain doing to reshape the real estate industry? And to be honest, the findings that I found are just astounding. So I thought, why not share them with you guys here at NFTNYC? It's a great place to talk about these sort of things. A lot of the things that are being implemented are happening behind the scenes that I'm going to share with you today. So I would encourage you just to have an open mind and maybe explore how you can leverage this technology and where your place is at. Now, like I said, I work at a luxury real estate firm. This is 2025 NFT NYC, and we have been here since 2019, I do believe was the very first one. We've come a long way, a very long way, but we're still early. Now, at this luxury real estate firm, of the 5 things that I'm going to talk to you about, none of the 5 are being implemented there. And it's not a lack of financial means. It is not a lack of networking. What I believe is preventing the mass adoption in key areas like real estate is a lack of regulatory clarity and a lack of consensus on the frameworks that we're going to use. So keep in mind these 5 things are being built. Now, the first one, I think the most obvious, would be how we do transactions. It is expensive and timely to send money. I was up near the front desk at work the other day, and somebody came in and handed me a paper check for their commercial rent space. So I took the check, I set it back on the person's desk, and as I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, how many action steps has it taken to get that check from there to here, and it's not even in our account yet. Fast forward later that day, we're in a meeting, and we're kind of going over some of the various delinquencies on some of the accounts, and I'm thinking, smart contracts would really be a solution for this. Smart contracts and payments via cryptocurrency are really quick and efficient, and they're cost effective. That money could already be in the account. You don't have to negotiate with the implementation of smart contracts. You have this if-then procedure that it follows and automatically executes. So I do see transactions as being the first sector that we're going to see shifting. I mean, already on Craigslist, you can choose to click that you'll accept Bitcoin or cryptocurrency for anything that you're selling. A lot of the other big companies are implementing crypto payments. And so it's only natural that as we move large sums of money, especially in the real estate sector, that that's going to be adopted soon. So that's point number 1 of 5. Point number 2 will be title and legal. Have you ever searched through every single folder in your filing cabinet looking for the paper car title? I have, maybe recently, and to be honest, more times than I'd like to admit. But each time I do that, I genuinely think, like, why is this not on the blockchain by now? Like, why are these records not digitized by now? It would be so much simpler to pull up the titles on things if we had them stored on the blockchain. I do see that happening. I can give you an example of a city that is actually trying it right now. Baltimore has partnered up with Medici-land. A few years ago, it's actually been going on. And they have decided to list all of their vacant properties on this property title search. So it helps pull those records much, much faster. So they are paving the way. And there's many more that Medici-land is onboarding other than Baltimore. So this is an area, I think, title is going to be a massive undertaking, obviously, because it's fascinating how many of our records are not digitized. It's very archaic, still on paper and in folders and in a lawyer's filing cabinet. So we have a lot of work ahead, but it is being done. It's going to take early builders to do these sort of things. So we have transactions, we have title and legal. Ooh, the number 3 is one of my personal favorites. And I'm actually seeing more adoption in this space than the other 2 so far. You might have heard of this, tokenized assets. Now, real estate is expensive. It is expensive to get into. It is hard to onboard people to get into a project with you, but tokenized assets has really changed the game in that they have opened up the playing field for you to be able to buy a tokenized stake, like via a digital token in parcels of property. One example, one of my favorite companies that is doing this is a company called Lofty. I was actually on a call with them last week, kind of preparing this, and they said that one of the biggest things that they've seen in creating their platform is the inaction of day trading. So they have a platform now where you can buy and sell real estate tokens, token shares. But day trading has been a new revolution in it because often we think of investing as real estate, especially if you're on the financial end, as more of a passive scenario. Well, Lofty actually encourages you to look over your documents quite frequently. They didn't really have to do that though. So now their new goal is to become maybe the NASDAQ of real estate because of the surge of day trading that they've seen. This also works if you own a home and you are looking, or anything, and you're looking to pull out some liquidity. You can actually sell some of your token stake and have other partners on board. If you want to make changes, it's done through a DAO governance, so 60% gets something passed. If you own a property, you need to maintain 15% ownership in that property though. But other than that, they've made it pretty simple. Tokenized assets are huge on the horizon. If you're already in the crypto space, if you're already into blockchain, you might have already played around with this thing, especially with NFTs. Like, you can't really afford to own a Fidenza, but you and a group can. We already have token stakes in very expensive NFTs. Same thing's going to be done in RWAs, real world assets. They're going to be tokenized and you're going to be able to play with them. So we have transactions, we have title and legal, we have tokenized assets. The first one, well, look next door. Who's playing in Sandbox now? Cirque du Soleil. The fourth one I would see would be metaverse ownership. Now, think Sandbox, Decentraland, other side. Having a presence in the metaverse is going to be just as important as having a website or a physical presence, maybe bigger. To be honest, some of the brands that are already playing in the metaverse are Amazon, H&M, Coca-Cola, Microsoft. I have many here. We won't go into all that. But, EXP World, if you're in the real estate division. EXP is a real estate, I guess they created a training ground called real estate, or called EXP World. So that's pretty cool. It's already happening within the industry. The possibilities there in the metaverse are honestly endless. You can buy, you can rent out a parcel that you have, you can sell a parcel, you can even custom build out, much like you can with real estate in the real world. Now, the fifth one is my favorite, and this one might be a little bit futuristic for you, so keep an open mind. The fifth and final one is going to be digital land over a real world grid. So let's say I own my home. It only makes sense that I am eventually going to want to own the digital twin of my home, especially with the implementation of AR glasses, augmented reality glasses. So as people are naturally wearing these and driving through, let's say you own a home and you have a store in your backyard and you have an Etsy shop. So you have a physical presence, you have a digital presence. It only makes sense that you are going to want to also either advertise, decorate, sell to people wearing those glasses driving down your street. Or maybe you just want to decorate your house, for the season virtually and stuff. But that is going to become a thing. The digital version of real world grid. Are you imagining this with me here? Honestly, like, what would this be used for? Maybe shopping. It could be used for galleries or advertising. A digital headquarters are very popular with it. Honestly, the impacts of geospatial mapping are massive. You don't want to miss this one. So we're running low on time. I'm going to finalize it with just kind of a quick recap. We have our transactions. We have our title and legal sector. We have tokenized assets, metaverse ownership, digital land over a real world grid. My friends, blockchain registries will create a new layer of digital ownership tied to physical locations. Now, the question is, how do you want to partake in it? There are opportunities for the early adapters. So I would encourage you to explore how you want to have a pulse on the future. And have a great day.